This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Brew About Nothing. So last week, during our instant deck decks, it was one of our crazy modern decks that came out on top, Waste Not Storm for Modern, and that means this week, we are heading to Modern to see if we can win the game by making our opponent discard a ton of cards, which in turn lets us draw a ton of cards and get a ton of Waste Not triggers to have like this one big turn and then hopefully zombie token our opponent out of the game. So I'm super excited to give this deck a shot. It seems weird and interesting at the very least. So like usual, gonna do a super quick 2-minute deck just as a refresher. If you want to see a full breakdown of Waste Not Storm, make sure to follow the link down below to the instant deck where we kind of go on at length about how Waste Not Storm works. Anyway, a quick reminder before we break down Waste Not Storm for Modern. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Much Brew in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Waste Not Storm, starting with Waste Not. So this is our namesake enchantment, 2 mana, and whenever an opponent discards a card, something happens. If it's a creature discarded, we get a 2/2 zombie. If it's a land discarded, we get 2 black mana. If it's a non-creature, non-land, we get to draw a card. So the idea of this deck is to make our opponent discard a bunch of cards, get a bunch of Waste Not triggers, and then hopefully parlay that into winning the game. So our main plan for making our opponent discard cards are Burning Inquiry and Wistful Thinking. So one of the downsides of Waste Not, and decks like this in general, is if the opponent runs out of cards, then our main card is doing nothing. Like our opponent can't discard cards they don't have in their hand. But with Burning Inquiry, Wistful Thinking, not only does our opponent discard cards, but we also force them to draw cards. So Burning Inquiry, even if our opponent's empty-handed, guaranteed 3 Waste Not triggers. Wistful Thinking, guaranteed at least 2 Waste Not triggers. In the best case scenario, 4 Waste Not triggers. So these cards power up our Waste Not. Collective Defiance can make our opponent discard their entire hand and draw that many cards. So if our opponent's hand is full, it's very good. Can also be removal. Then we have our big combo piece, which is Dream Salvage. So once we cast our Burning Inquiries and our Wistful Thinkings and all this stuff, our opponent's discarded a bunch of cards. For 1 mana, we get to draw cards equal to the number of cards our opponent discarded this turn, which means we are refilling our hand, fighting more Burning Inquiries, using the mana from Waste Not to just keep going through this process to make a huge board full of zombies and draw our entire deck and really go to town. And then we have a couple of ways to double up our Dream Salvage or our Burning Inquiries or any of our other spells in Snapcaster Maze and Jace's Prodigy. For closing out the game, apart from just making a bunch of zombies with Waste Not, we can also make a bunch of zombies with Empty the Pits. Normally, once we get going, we will have a very stock graveyard. We will have drawn and discarded a huge portion of our deck, so we could just delve away like 30 cards from our graveyard, make a massive board full of zombies at instant speed, untap, attack our opponent, kill them with 1 attack step. Also uses all the mana we make from Waste Not. Faithless Looting gives us a way to churn through our deck, find our Waste Nots, find our Burning Inquiries, etc. A bunch of targeted discard, Thoughtseize, Duress, Collective Brutality, which even better in our deck than most because it gives us a Waste Not trigger. Kolaghan's Command, discard / removal / get back Snapcaster from the graveyard. Damnation is a sweeper. Mana Base, Skyreach Sanitarium, another way to get a Waste Not trigger. A bunch of fetches, some shock lands, some basic lands, an Urborg. In the sideboard, for aggro, we get Fatal Push, some life-gaining creatures, Surgical to help against combo, fight our opponent's graveyard, which is important because we're putting lots of cards in our opponent's graveyard. Same for Nile Spellbrom and Grafdigger's Cage. Liliana, kind of all-purpose removal. Languish is a sweeper, never to return. Does something if we happen to discard it. And that is Waste Not Storm for Modern. And that is our Much Brew deck for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay. And I will talk to you soon. Alright. Much Brew About Nothing time. We are playing some Waste Not Storm in Modern. And we have 2 Waste Nots. We have 2 Dream Salvages. We just need ways for our opponent to discard cards before we die to Primeval Titan, I assume is what's happening. It could be some sort of like restore balance deck. Teleria West, immediately think Primeval Titan Amulet Bloom. But it could be, ugh, okay. I'll play the swamp and, well, let's waste not. Pass the turn. I have no idea what our opponent's doing now. Teleria West Urza's Tower. Maybe like a weird build of Bluetron? More Tron lands. This is where Burning Inquiry would be... Oh my goodness. That's annoying. Well, play Waste Not. I guess we gotta hope they don't just draw Tron and play something ridiculous. Alright, Plains. Opponent passing. Well, thin our deck. Grab a... let's get a Steam Vents. Tapped. Untap. Well, I mean... Kolaghan's Command. Destroy target artifact. Target player discards a card. Hoping for no counters, primarily. Opponent's thinking it over. Alright, it's going to resolve. This does give our opponent control over our Waste Not triggers. Oh boy. Alright. Draw a card. Draw a card. Well, play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Gifts. Well, this might mean we just lose. Let's see what they're getting with gifts. If they're reanimating Iona, that would be incredibly bad for us. Condescend Mine, Explosives, Chalice. Well, mill the Tron piece. Mill Engineered Explosives. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Watery Grave, untapped, and I guess we're going to Dream Salvage. Only drawing one, but I think cycling's fine, especially since we know Chalice is... Oh, there's Duress. Well, Duress might still be... Well, we'll see. We'll see what our opponent has. Oh, my lord. Oh, they lucked into it! You gotta be joking. Chalice on one. Oh, yeah, opponent lucked into it. And now I don't think we can win. Wow. Well, play Urborg, pass the turn. Yeah, that was the most brutal. We know our opponent has Condescend. Well, we'll see. We'll try to play around it. If they didn't luck into Tron, I think we win there, but they did. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Well, let's Snapcaster for Kolaghan's Command. Maybe we still have hope. Kolaghan's Command. Opponent discards. Blow up Chalice. Well, alright. We're going for it next turn. See what we find. We get some mana that doesn't do much. Opponent draws a bunch of cards. Yep. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, here we go. Let's see if we can do... Ooh, Kolaghan's Command too. So, start with Duress our opponent. Ooh, man, they got all the Eldrazi's. Discards a land, add mana. So take Condescend. Draw a couple cards. Ooh, there's Burning Inquiry. Play Wistful Thinking. Targeting our opponent. Gonna be a lot of Waste Not triggers. Opponent draws 2, discards 4. Wow, all lands. So we get 1,000,000 mana. So we have all the black mana in the world. Well, let's Burning Inquiry. Yep. Make a ton of mana. Draw a couple cards. Play Waste Not. Ooh, opponent has Sphinx's Revelation too. Play Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a Blood Crypt, untapped. Let's just Dream Salvage first, I guess. Dream Salvage, draw some cards. There's Empty the Pits. That is part of what we were hoping for. Collective Brutality, 2 modes. Duress our opponent. Drain our opponent. I think we're doing it. Discard a land. Take Thirst. Draw some cards. Yup. What does our opponent have in hand? Alright, Thoughtseize our opponent. take Ulamog, shuffles in, get some zombies, follow that up with 2-mode Collective Brutality. Duress our opponent, drain our opponent. Even though Duress isn't doing anything, but we have extra cards here. Yep. Discard a land. Play Faithless Looting. Discard land and land. And now we empty. For as much as we possibly can. And I think there's a pretty good chance this is enough. Opponent has just a dead card left in hand. So we get to make 15 zombies? Alright, let's make 15 2/2s. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Can you kill us? With your Chalice of the Void in hand. Discard a Faithless Looting. Opponent untaps. And I think we just did it! I thought we were so dead! I thought the Tron draw did it! But it did not do it. We don't care about Tron. We don't. Opponent, gonna get in. Well. Sack 4 zombies. Block with Snapcaster. Yup. Opponent. Chalice on 1, sure. And passes. Well. Might as well finish it. Opponent discards, blow up Chalice. Just to make sure there's no surprises. It's a land, we had mana. And we will just attack. For 30-ish? 28? And that's the game! Oh, we stormed off? That really, really worked! Through Tron! Oh, I thought we were in all kinds of trouble, but we weren't in trouble at all. That actually just worked pretty well. Okay. Well, bring in Surgicals. Surgical on Tron land. That's kind of one of our better things to be doing here. And then that might just be it. What do we go down against Tron? That's the other question. Against Blue Tron, Collective Brutality is actually a little bit better. Damnation doesn't feel that great. I guess Liliana does answer a... Liliana does answer the Big Eldrazi and makes our opponent discard. We probably want Liliana's too. Duress Thoughtseize, Inquiries, Lootings, Surgicals. Maybe go down like a Jace. Colligan's Command was great. A Collective Defiance. And maybe 1 Brutality. Yeah, let's try it like that. That looks fine. Well, that was pretty impressive. That was surprisingly impressive. I thought we were in all kinds of trouble when Strahd came down, but apparently not. The deck had some power there to just win out of nowhere. I mean, I guess we also just happen to have 2 Waste Knots in hand, which, that's pretty good. Pretty good. On the draw. All right. I mean, we can Thoughtseize our opponent a bunch. Colonnade for our opponent. Oh, Blackleaf Cliffs. Thoughtseize you. Timely Reinforcements, Azuria Signet, Thirst for Knowledge. 2 power plants. All right, so take... Let's take Signet. Pass the turn. We don't really care about Timely. It does pretty much literal nothing. We do want to take the Thirst, though. Power plant. Yep. Opponent passes. And a Burning Inquiry. Well, let's Swamp. Thoughtseize our opponent. Take the Thirst. Faithless Looting. That's a... Oh my god, that's a Waste Knot. Alright, discard Shockland, discard Fetch Land. So, I mean, we don't just win next turn, but next turn we get to... Assuming our opponent doesn't top deck, Waste Knot Burning Inquiry, which is pretty good. Opponent, they get it over. I mean, they might just want to Teleria West here, like play a Hallowed Fountain in Teleria West. And that definitely opens the door to Waste Not Burning Inquiry. Hallowed Fountain, untapped. There's Teleria West. All right, well, here we go, here we go. Man, the dream is that we make our opponent discard whatever Tron land they tutor up, and also draw a Surgical off this Waste Knot. I wonder if this deck could use Manamorphose. Manamorphose might actually be pretty good. Opponent. Ooh, Chalice. Well, hopefully we get rid of that. That is an answer. Well, let's Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Grab a Steam Vents, untapped. Run out, Waste Not. Burning Inquiry. Draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. And we got rid of the Chalice. Well, that worked. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, we can't Dream Salvage this turn, but... Tron Land. Another Chalice. Alright. Well, Scalding Tarn, crack it. Grab a Mountain. Colligan's Command. Opponent discards, blow up Chalice. Resolves. Opponent discards another extra power plant. We had mana. I'll play a Waste Not. And pass the turn. Hope for no whammies. Opponent. Chalice. Infinite Chalices. Tap land. Alright. I think our opponent's last card is Condescend. We untap. Polluted Delta. Well, let's put our opponent out of cards. Play Polluted Delta. I'm very tempted to get back Snapcaster, but getting our opponent empty-handed seems good. Opponent discards. Destroy target artifact. Opponent's going to Condescend. So this means we don't get triggers, and our opponent gets to scry. So this isn't great, but they don't have Tron, so they need two things. Leaves one card on top. Well, we are getting through every single Chalice. Pass the turn. What did you leave on top, opponent? Yeah, Teleria West. All right, so opponent's going to assemble Tron, I assume. We get some mana that doesn't do much. So now we want a Snapcaster, a Wistful Thinking, something along those lines to get our engine going. Opponent gets a Tormod Script. Okay. Cast Tormod Script. Well, there goes our Faithless Looting. Do we want to Dream Salvage X1? I almost feel like we have to. Yeah, I think we do. Let's cycle. Collective Brutality doesn't quite do it. Opponent passes. Now, Bloodstained Mire, go. Alright, we'll see. Faithless Looting, we need Wistful Thinking, some way to get the engine going. Opponent draws a Plains. Can start attacking with Colonnade. Yup. Well, we're going to have to draw something at some point here. Well, let's crack. Get a Blood Crypt. Take our beats. Down to 7. There's a Wistful Thinking. That's very helpful. So, Wistful Thinking, at least this gets us some triggers. We'll see where we end up. So, opponent... Alright. Those were not the most helpful. Kozilek to shuffle the graveyard in. We get some not super helpful mana and a couple of zombies. Well, pass the turn. Opponent fires up Colonnade. Hits us to 3. Come on, deck. Burning Inquiry. Burning Inquiry. And passes. Well, Wistful Thinking is not bad. I guess chaining these together is something. Well, Wistful Thinking our opponent. Draw. Okay. So add mana and draw. There's a Burning Inquiry. And a Burning Inquiry. And a Snapcaster. Okay. Add some mana. All right, so we need to do this first. Drain. Because if we discard this, we lose. So drain our opponent. Now we can Burning Inquiry. Add some mana, draw some cards. Yep. Not getting creatures, though. Ugh, how do we deal with Colonnade? Actually, maybe we want to discard Liliana here. Let's Burning Inquiry. Add some mana, draw some cards. Play Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Play Waste Not. Are we going to piece this together? Loot. There's Dream Salvage. Ugh. Does that kill us? Discard Liliana. Opponent discards Chalice. Does Dream Salvage kill us? I don't think so. Our opponent hasn't discarded 16 cards, right? Or 13. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god. Are we actually going to have to read back through this? Ugh. Alright. Good god. 1 to Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 5. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Ugh. I think it's too many. Okay. Huh. So if we Dream Salvage, we die this turn? Well, let's extract Karn. Only one Karn in the deck? Alright. Well, get rid of Karn. Collective Brutality. Drain our opponent. And I guess that's it. Get in with our zombies. Oh, man. Maybe we went too far. Hit our opponent to 10. Pass the turn. Discard a... 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Discard a Faithless Looting. Opponent. Gets in with Colonnade. Yup. Down to 3. We untap. Waste Not. This is ridiculously close. Go to combat. Get in with our zombies. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Watery Grave tapped. Pass the turn. Tormod's Crypt. Okay. That doesn't actually beat us. Opponent fires up Colonnade. Yup. Well, beginning of combat. Kolaghan's Command. Opponent discards a card. Kolaghan's Command. 2 damage to Colonnade. Alright, target opponent discards a card. 2 damage to Colonnade. Alright. Draw. 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 2 damage to Colonnade. Get back Snapcaster. 2 damage to Colonnade. Opponent cracks. Yep. Kill Colonnade. Opponent passes. Wistful Thinking. I don't know if we can win, though. We might still be dead. What do we have? Do we have a Kolaghan's Command left? We should have 1. So add mana, draw cards. We need our last Kolaghan's Command, I think. Draw. Snapcaster. Draw. Draw. Add mana. Add mana. Add mana. Snapcaster. 4 Kolaghan's Command. That gets it done. Kolaghan's Command. What a game! We pieced it together. Target our opponent. Damage. Down to 4. Combat. I mean, I guess we'll cast Waste Not, because why not? Go to combat. Attack. Wow! Fighting through Giftstron. Xaxes. And through 2 Tormod scripts, and that felt good. That felt incredibly good for Waste Not Storm. All right, that was pretty spectacular. Sweet. All right, much Abrew about nothing time, and we are playing some Waste Not Storm in Modern, and we'll keep this. Hand is okay. We don't have a Waste Not or red mana, but other than that, the hand's pretty reasonable. Let's just Urborg and Thoughtseize. Ugh. The land of a million arbiters, eh? Well, take an arbiter. Hope our opponent doesn't draw white mana. Pass the turn. Gavany Township. And let's Polluted Delta, crack it. Grab a Steam Vents, untapped. This lets us play around Arbiter a little more. We're going to take 2 from shocking ourselves anyway, so we might as well just take 1 more and not worry about fetching with Arbiter out, potentially. Opponent's getting the good old colorless land punishment. Opponent passes. Well, let's Faithless Looting. Discard land. Play Scalding Tarn. Pass the turn. Wondering if our opponent's going to try to Ghost Quarter themselves. They are not. Alright, there's the white mana. And there's the Arbiter. Okay. Well. Yeah, we'll just let it go. Opponent passing. Well, flip Jace. Pay for Arbiter. Grab a Mountain? Yeah, let's grab Mountain. So Jace flips. We will discard the Swamp. Untap. Kolaghan's Command. Opponent discards. Kill Arbiter. And we gotta tap. Urborg does crazy things when it comes to tapping. Alright. Opponent discards. Kill Arbiter. Play an island. Tick up the Jace. Pass the turn. Man, maybe we can get the mill him out kill with Jace. That was a pretty quick Jace flip. Opponent's getting so punished for their mana base. Well, let's just flashback Faithless Looting. Discard Damnation and Wistful Thinking. Take up Jace. Play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Next turn, I guess we just draw a bunch of cards. Wistful Thinking, even if we don't find a Waste Not, just Wistful Thinking, Dream Salvage to refill our hand. Opponent finding their colored mana. Yeah. Alright. Crack a Fetch. Grab a Steam Vents. Crack a Fetch. Grab a Blood Crypt. Untap. Let's Wistful Thinking our opponent. Draw 2, discard 4. So our opponent's going to be down to 1 card in hand. And then we're going to have this super Ancestral Recall here in Dream Salvage. Just draw. Man, we can do it twice. Good God. Draw 4, flash it back with Jace, draw 4. That sounds reasonable. Reasonable and fair Magic. Oh, this deck. This deck is actually pretty sweet. Oh, they have Gaddock in the main? Good lord. Alright, so draw 4. Flashback Dream Salvage. Draw 4. There's the Waste Knot too. Play Bloodstained Mire. Alright, let's crack it. I guess we can just Faithless Looting here. Get a Blood Crypt, untapped. Because we're going to have to discard a hand size anyway, so we might as well. Faithless Looting. Discard Looting. Discard... I don't even know. Maybe we keep looting. Let's discard Collective Defiance and Snapcaster. Because we can always Kolaghan's Command it back. Pass the turn. Do we have any... I guess we have Wistful Thinking in our graveyard. Yeah, we're in pretty excellent shape now with 2 Waste Knots. And our opponent down to 1 card in hand. Opponent. Finding something sweet? Ooh. Ramanop Excavator. Okay. Gets back a land. Well, opponent passes. Dream Salvage. Alright, so let's just play Waste Knot. Play Polluted Delta. Play Waste Knot. Man, I wish we had a Burning Inquiry. Take up Jace. Kolaghan's Command. Target player discards. Get back Snapcaster. Ooh, Scavenging Ooze. That was a good one to make our opponent discard. Get a couple zombies. Pass the turn. And now next turn we are set up to flashback the Wistful Thinking. And that's assuming we don't find Burning Inquiry. If we find Burning Inquiry, next turn will be insane. Opponent gets back a Ghost Quarter. Uh-huh. And what do you got about it? Ooh. Pride Mage is a good draw. Pride Mage can take down our Waste Knot. Ooh. Alright. Opponent chooses not to yet. Well, start with Faithless Looting. We'd really like to just find Burning Inquiry. That's Burning Inquiry. Discard Brutality and Snapcaster. Burning Inquiry. Get some triggers. Alright. Wow, a little bit of everything. Draw. Mana. Zombie. And then we Burning Inquiry. Bunch of zombies, bunch of mana. And then we Burning Inquiry. Zombies, mana. Well, we'll see. Something. Burning Inquiry number 3. 4 zombies, a bunch of... Oh my god, and a bunch of Collective Brutalities. Okay. I don't think we have any lands left to get. So let's... 2 mode. Drain our opponent. Excavator. Discard Faithless Looting. Kill Excavator. And this is pretty much, I mean, pretty much the combo. Waste Knot. And, I mean, now we'll just pass the turn and say, what can you do, opponent? Yeah, pass the turn. I think this should just be game, though. So I guess we don't actually always win immediately, but, I mean, that turn was enough that we should just win this game. About it. Ugh, Scavenging Ooze. Actually, our opponent's only got 1 green mana. That doesn't really change anything. It would have been annoying earlier in the game, but at this point, it's just not relevant. About it. Goes to combat. And passes. And opponent scoops it up. All right. Well, that was a pretty good storm there. Opponent's playing Death and Taxes, I guess. What do we want against this deck? Scavenging Ooze is pretty obnoxious. We can go down Duress. Duress doesn't feel good. Go up the Languish. And we might want more actual removal that just kills something. Like, go down Thought Seizes for Fatal Pushes. And maybe, like, Collective Defiance for Fatal Push. And let's try it like that. That seems fine. Okay. It's a combo. I mean, in theory, Burning Inquiry Dream Salvage on turn 2 is pretty good. Assuming we don't discard it, there is risk to our build your own Grafdigger's Cage. I don't think Grafdigger's Cage does anything against us. Polluted Delta, go. Creatures. I mean, I guess it stops Snapcaster and Jace. So I guess that is kind of something. Although we have a million Kolaghan's commands. 4 is for our opponent. And okay. Opponent's sideboarding like we're a Storm deck. Let's take Steam Vents. Tapped. I'll play Polluted Delta. This does mean we don't get to Burning Inquiry Dream Salvage on turn 2. Untap land. Opponent. Ugh. Do we punish ourselves by not cracking that? Wistful Thinking. Play the island. Pass the turn. Now I guess we're just going to keep passing. I want to see what our opponent does before we crack this fetch. Opponent passes. I feel like they have even Mind Sensor. Well, crack Polluted Delta. Well, let's see if we get a land. There's the Mind Sensor. Come on, Magic God. Smile upon us. We do not. All right. That's annoying. Well, Steam Vents. Untapped. Burning Inquiry. Dream Salvage. Yeah, that's not the worst. Pass the turn. At least now we have some removal. Discard a Wistful Thinking. So it'd be a bad time for Ghost Quarter. Oh, Lord Almighty. Okay. Opponent's just got all the fun cards. They're just fun for everyone. Choke. Good Lord. Well, Swamp, go. This is not what we expected, or we're hoping for. If we went through... This is just like straight up prison. Choke, Grafdigger's Cage, Damping Spear, Rest in Peace, Gaddock Teague. Quasali, Pride Mage. Well, kill Pride Mage. Opponent gets in. Oh, we need some lands. Passes. Play a Mountain. Bloodstained Mire isn't guaranteed to be a land, unfortunately. Oh, this choke. We did not come prepared for choke. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. Well, float a mana. No land. Yeah, I think we're just prisoned out of this game. That's unfortunate. Man. Gets in. Well, now we know. And we will sideboard differently, knowing that our opponent's essentially just playing stacks. Well, Blood Crypt. Go. Opponent. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 8. Passes. Well, play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is annoying. Opponent untaps. Goes to combat. Attacks. Down to 6. Leonin Arbiter. Well, let's see if we can get lucky. Blood Crypt. 5, 4, 3. How do we do this? Untapped. Colligan's Command. Well, actually, let's see what our opponent does. Opponent passes. So Colligan's Command. Blow up Grafdigger's Cage. Kill Mind Sensor. Land? Alright, Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Yep. Oops. Stacks. Alright, we're on the play. And we'll keep this. We got removal. We don't have any... We don't have anything that dies to... choke, which is nice. So tap, land, go. Opponent. Razor Verge Thicket. We would like to find Waste Not. That's the card that we want most. Opponent passes. Well, play Black Cleave Cliffs. Ugh. Alright, we're going to go for it. Burning Inquiry. Dream Salvage. Pass the turn. 4 is for our opponent. And Pride Mage. Yup. Opponent passing. Well, that's Faithless Looting. Ooh, there's a Waste Knot. Huh. Discard. What do we discard? Damnation. And discard Wistful Thinking? Yeah, Damnation, Wistful Thinking. Play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Opponent. Gonna go attacking. Yup. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Swamp. Actually, let's take Watery Grave. Well, let's take Swamp. Take 3. Down to 16. Leonin Arbiter. Well, Fatal Push. Arbiter. Untap. Player Borg. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat. Gets it. Well, we'll take it. Down to 13. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. Well, let's empty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So make 4 zombies. Untap. Collective Brutality. Kill Pride Mate. Play Waste Not. Go attacking. And our opponent's going to need something pretty good, because we have Collective Defiance to get 1,000,000 triggers next turn. Planes for our opponent. Blade Splicer. Oh, that is not good enough. That is not good enough. All right, sure. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's 2 modes. Make our opponent wheel damage to the golem. Yep. 5 Waste Not triggers. Whoo! Yes. Yes. Draw a card. I think we got him. Draw a card. Make a zombie. Zombie. Bloodstain Mire. Dream Salvage. Draw 5. Thank you. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. For a bunch. And, yeah. Alright, opponent. You choked us out in game 2. But the tide has turned. Discard a Polluted Delta. We got a lot of zombies. Opponent's going to need an actual sweeper here, I think. I guess, like, Ghostly Prison kind of does it. Township does not do it. What do you got, opponent? What do you got? Oh, man, after getting choked and stacked and punted out of game 2, it feels good to get the win. All right, Waste Not. It only, like, takes a turn of untapping with Waste Not to win the game. So just forget about game 2. Pretend like that never happened. Ignore. Forget the pun. Oh, man, so embarrassing. But actually, at least once per episode, I gotta give you something to yell at me about in the comments. It's just the way of the YouTube. Sweet. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Waste Not Storm in Modern, and we'll give this a go. It's not insane. We don't have a Waste Not, but it's functional-ish, mostly. Polluted Delta, crack it, grab a Blood Crypt, and, well, yeah, I guess we're going to 15. Thoughtseize. Ooh, Control A. Well, I guess we take Cryptic. Pass the turn. Not super concerned about Lightning Bolt or Path. We don't really have many creatures. Island for our opponent. Well, Bloodstained Mire, go. Opponent. Glacial Fortress. And passes. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Watery Grave. Tapped. Well. Let's play the Mountain just in case our opponent has a Force Spike effect and Waste Not. Come on. Resolve. If this resolves, life is suddenly looking much better. Aww. Whew. Alright. Waste Not down. That is good news. Pass the turn. Sulfur Falls for our opponent. And passing. Yeah, let's just Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. Now we need Burning Inquiry, especially. But even, like, Thought Seizes are great now. Anything to make our opponent discard. Opponent's passing. Well, end of turn, Kolaghan's Command, to you, make you discard. If our opponent counters, then we should be able to Wistful Thinking. Alright, there's a Logic Knot. Yup. Well, untap. Oh my god, another Waste Knot. Play Urborg. Play Waste Knot. Wistful Thinking. Ooh, the value. Opponent draws 2. We are helping them out of their land problems. And now we get to get 8 waste not triggers. That worked out just like we had planned. Opponent. Thinking over what to discard. I assume we'll mostly be drawing a ton of cards. Yes. So we draw 8. Ooh, there's empty. Wow. All the waste nots. How about some ways to discard? Oh, land. Snapcaster. Snapcaster. Damnation. Alright, well. Pass the turn. Discard Damnation and Bloodstained Mire. Steam Vents for our opponent. Untapped. And passes. Oh, play a waste not. Play Steam Vents. Tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. 3 waste not. We have full waste not drawn. Opponent passes. Well, call against command. 2 make you discard. Opponent. Cryptic. Alright. Counter draw. Sure. Well, let's... Oh, God. Wow. We get all 4? Okay. Waste not. Well, maybe we don't play the 4th. Let's just Snapcaster. We kind of want to not play the 4th because if the 4th comes down for wishful thinking, if the 4th copy comes down, then there's a chance that we would lose to a detention sphere, and we are drawing our opponent a lot of cards. And we're going to get a lot of triggers anyway, so we should be just fine. Even without the 4th waste not. Just saving that one in case. We are going to have to actually kill our opponent at some point. Their deck is not going to make as many zombies, because they do not play many creatures. God! Just full-on card draw. Alright. Draw, draw, draw. Draw, 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 draw. 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 Well. I don't even think we want to Dream Salvage. Let's just Thought Seize our opponent. Take Snapcaster? Yeah, take Snapcaster. Make some zombies. Go to combat. Play Blackcleave Cliffs. Pass the turn. Do a ton of discarding. I think we're past the point where we're going to be dream salvaging. Land, 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 land. Jace. Collective Defiance. And I guess one Snapcaster. So if our opponent gets a land, they can play Teferi, and they do not, and opponent scoops it up. Well, we wasted them. That was pretty good. All right. So Jeskai Control. Liliana seems like another good threat in this matchup. Cards that seem less good, maybe go down like a Collective Defiance and a Damnation. Never to Return is a way to kill Teferi. And our deck is not good at killing Planeswalkers. Maybe we gotta go down both Collective Defiances. Graveyard Hate could be fine. I guess we can go down like Kolaghan's Command for Surgical. And maybe Kolaghan's Command for Surgical. Yeah, let's try it like that. Okay. Well, Liliana's good. I guess we'll try this. Would like to have discard for turn 1, but Flooded Strand, opponent cracks it. Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. And Certain Visions. Alright. Getting things set up for the future. Opponent passes. Well, Pluto Delta, go. Glacial Fortress. Well, crack this. Grab a Steam Vents. Tapped. Play the Swamp, and let's just Duress Mode. Collective Brutality. Alright, opponent's got a Spell Snare. Sure. Pass the turn. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Opponent passing. Opponent passes. Well, play Urborg. Play Liliana. More counters? How many counters does this person have? Alright, logic not sure. Alright, well, counters, counters, counters. Mountain. Opponent passing. What do we want to do here? Snapcaster Brutality, maybe? Let's play the Mountain. Play Snapcaster Mage. Opponent also has Snapcaster. 4 Spell Snare. Alright. Yup. Well, hopefully this doesn't get followed up with Teferi or Jace. That would be less than ideal. Pass the turn. Wow. Bolts our face. Okay. Opponent. Getting in with Snapcaster. Yup. Down to 14. Passes. Well, pass the turn. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Kolaghan's Command. Get back Snapcaster. Opponent discards. Urborg! Urborg! Why do you do this to us? Alright. Opponent discards a Settle. There's an island. No attacks. Opponent passes. Well, let's Snapcaster. Opponent has Snapcaster. 4 Logic Knot. Ugh, so many Logic Knots. So opponent counters. Well, let's go for it. Burning Inquiry. Please don't discard Dream Salvage. Alright, we keep Dream Salvage. Draw some cards. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 1 card. They didn't discard anything relevant, though. Yeah, alright, opponent. What do you got in hand? 2 cards. What do we draw you into? Opponent. Gets in. Down to 10. Passes. Well, play Waste Knot. Opponent Cryptics. Well, alright. I don't like this, but Wistful Thinking. Get our opponent empty-handed. Would have been better with Waste Knot out, but getting our opponent completely out of cards is good. So opponent's out of cards. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in with Snapcasters. Down to 6. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, let's Kolaghan's Command. Get back Snapcaster, kill Snapcaster. Oh my god. Urborg. Kolaghan's Command, get back Snapcaster, kill Snapcaster. Really? They top decked? Whoa. Alright. Opponent's got the good running going on. Play Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Play Watery Grave, tapped. Pass the turn. Yeah, that was a good draw for our opponent. We got him empty-handed. We had it set up to where we'd be able to hopefully put the game away. And counterspell off the top. Well, as they say, you can't make your opponent discard the top of their deck. Whoa, more good runs? What does our opponent have? Wow! Wow! Opponent's breaking records. Breaking records for the best running in the history of Magic-kind. And now we are pretty dead. Wow, that was pretty impressive. Runner. And now I'm not sure what to say other than good running, opponent. Yeah, now we have to chump with our Jays. Well, alright. Opponent passes. Out of all the things that we could draw, Burning Inquiry is one of the better ones. Playway's not. I don't think this can get us out of it, though. Burning Inquiry. Draw mana. Land. Yep. Does not get us out of it. Yep. And now we scoop it up. Alright. Well, that was a little disappointing, I will say. Our opponent's leaving in some cards that do not seem good. Well, alright, run it back. I just feel disappointed because we worked that game in a position where we got our opponent exactly where we wanted, where we had the cards we needed to stabilize and win in hand, and our opponent had literally 0 cards in hand, but our handful of cards was beaten by the top of our opponent's deck, unfortunately. Ugh. Alright, well, we're on the play. Alright. I guess this is fine. Surprised our opponent's leaving in Wrath. I guess they're thinking to get rid of zombies or something. Let's Black Cleave Cliffs. Duress our opponent. Serum Visions, Logic Knot, Lightning Helix, Snapcaster. I'll take Logic Knot. Pass the turn. Opponent. Island. And Serum Visions. Getting things set up for the future. This would be a nice turn to draw a Waste Knot. That would be an insanely good draw. Both on top. Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Well, that's Faithless Looting. Discard Jace. Discard... Discard... Swamp. And we're going to just Surgical Logic Knot to ruin our opponent's scry. Logic Knot, Logic Knot, Logic Knot. Play Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. Flooded Strand. And passes. Well, play Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Play Faithless Looting. Discard Coligan's Command and Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. We want to keep Burning Inquiry because if we ever draw Dream Salvage or Waste Knot, we can suddenly just start doing things. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Mountain. And Snapcaster for Serum Visions. Well, this would be another good turn for a Waste Knot. Yup. Opponent's getting things set up. 2 on top again. Well, let's 2 mode. Duress our opponent, kill Snapcaster. Discard Thoughtseize. Take Electrolyze. Man, opponent's just got a million Snapcasters. Pass the turn. We do not have a Waste Knot, though. Glacial Fortress. Opponent passing. Well, play Liliana. Take up Liliana. Discard Steam Vents. we're kind of seeing the clunky part of our deck. Opponent discards a land. Lightning bolts. Snapcaster for no value. So opponent's hand is Snapcaster, Lightning Helix. Unfortunately, our hand is blanks. Opponent gets it. Yep. Liliana down. Oh no. Jade, Lightning Bolt. Well, we know our opponent's hand. That is not a waste knot. Alright, pass the turn. We're in pretty rough shape, though. The Bolt Snap Bolt plan is going to get there eventually. Helix. Down to 12. Opponent gets in with Snapcaster. Down to 10. Well, let's Sanitarium. Opponent runs out Snapcaster. Huh. Not sure why you don't wait, but now our opponent just draws and discards whatever card it is. Down to 7. Well, we get to loot. We need a waste knot. Discard Faithless Looting. Opponent discards Spell Snare. Well, flashback Faithless Looting. Ugh. Discard a waste knot. Discard a swamp. Play Watery Grave. We found them, but a little bit too late. We're going to have to run insanely well. And not have our opponent top deck here. We're dead to any top deck. Down to 3. Opponent passes. Well, waste not. Burning Inquiry. Draw mana. Land. So Scalding Tarn, crack Scalding Tarn. Grab an island. Snapcaster. Opponent's doing the early GG. For Burning Inquiry. Burning Inquiry. Negate. Yeah, opponent doing alright. And that does officially do it. Ah, boy. Well, if we had found our waste knot a turn earlier, or if our opponent had not gone runner in game 2, we would have had it. But we'll take the loss, and we'll take the early GG beats as well. Scoop it up. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Waste Knot Storm in Modern, and no waste knots, but we got a Thoughtseize and a Looting to go digging, and to empty the pits that we can probably discard. Seems fine. Faithless Looting hopefully will find us a waste knot before super long. Let's just Swamp and Thoughtseize. Oh, thank God. Yes! Punish the Boggles! The upside of being on the play against Boggles. Get rid of Slips. Thank good. Don't draw Boggle, please. Forest. Opponent. Alright, passing. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Grab a Blood Crypt, untapped, and Faithless Looting. Good God. Discard and also discard. Pass the turn. Opponent. No Boggle. No Boggle. Sun Petal Grove. Alright, no Boggle yet. That's good. Opponent passes. Well, play Urborg and Faithless Looting. Discard land, discard land. Pass the turn. I mean, I guess if we don't draw anything, I guess we can just make a couple zombies? I don't know if that's enough to win. We've gotten a lot of lands out of the way. That's something. Come on, no Boggle. No Boggle. Alright, no Boggle. Opponent passes. Coligan's Command. 1, 2, 3. We don't even have any creatures in our graveyard. So we can make 3 zombies right now? Well, I mean, that's better than no zombies. Pass the turn. We got to do something, because once our opponent draws a Boggle, things get pretty sketchy. Obviously, this would go much crazier if we had a Waste Not. Tap land. Opponent passing. Well, let's empty the pits. We got nothing of use in our graveyard, so... I mean, I guess 3 zombies is not horrible. And we can eventually flash it back with Snapcaster. Alright, 3 zombies. Untap. Burning Inquiry. Well, get in with our zombies. Hit our opponent. Play Scalding Tarn. I'm not sure I want to give our opponent 3 looks at a Boggle. Oh no. They found one. Oh no. They did. Ledgewalker. Well, now we're going to have to do some desperate things. Because this Ledgewalker is going to kill us quickly. So we're just going to have to Burning Inquiry and hope for the best. We do have 1 Damnation as well. Keen Sense. Yep. Well, crack this. Grab a Steam Vents tapped. Alright, come on, Burning Inquiry. Or just Waste Not off the top. That would also be good. Faithless Looting. Well, let's Faithless Looting. Discard Colligan's Command, Wistful Thinking. Burning Inquiry. Oh, we discarded Dream Salvage. Well, get in with the zombies. We can't block anyway. Hit our opponent. Play Jace. Pass the turn. Tap land. Well, here comes the enchantments. Our opponent shouldn't be able to literally kill us this turn, but we're going to be pretty close to dead this turn. We can flash back a huge Empty the Pits, but it's not enough because Selena Ledgewalker can only be blocked by creatures with flying. Cartouche. Yup. Ethereal Armor. Yup. Rancor. Okay. Opponent. Gonna get in. Hits us. So, our out is Collective Brutality. If we find Collective Brutality, we should be able to win. We kill the soldier, drain, hit for 6. And we do have some looks. Wistful Thinking. Alright, so step 1. Loot with Jace. Brutality. We need a Brutality. Ooh, Dream Salvage. Actually, we have Collective Defiance in the graveyard. I guess that also does it. Flashback Collective Defiance. Yeah, this should just do it. Collective Defiance. 2 modes. Hit the creature, hit our opponent. 4 mana. Oh, it's going to work. It's exactly going to work. Jace coming through. Wow, we bought ourselves just enough time with the Thoughtseize. Just exactly enough. We could have drawn some cards as well, but I think our opponent should have stayed on defense. If they stayed on defense and kept throwing auras on stuff, it would have been difficult for us to win. Alright, well, against Boggles, Liliana in, Languish, I guess, in, and what are the chances that Gifted Aetherborn would actually work? Probably not super high. Collective Brutality is not great. Well, actually, What's worse, Collective Brutality or Kolaghan's Command? Neither one is great. Gifted Aetherborn might actually just be better, because if they don't have First Strike, then that does at least trade with the Boggle. Bring in Gifted Aetherborns. Kolaghan's Command at least gets our stuff back. The life gain of Brutality, it seems so unlikely that's going to be relevant. Go down Brutalities. Go down a Collective Defiance and a Kolaghan's Command. Try it like that. Well, we got lucky in game 1, which buys us a little bit of time for game 2 and 3. Hand is slow. I think we're going to mulligan. Alright, we'll try this. Bloodstained Mire to the bottom. I mean, I guess we can try to set up Burning Inquiry Dream Salvage. Finding a Waste Knot would be nice. Liliana's and Damnations are going to be important. Opponent passes. Swamp. Well, Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Plains. I think I would have kept our opening hand if Languish was Damnation. But there's a pretty good chance that our opponent can get their Boggle above 4 toughness, especially with us being on the draw. Interesting. Aegeus of the Gods. That actually shuts down our Dream Salvage. Huh. Okay. Gets in with the Boggle. Opponent passes. Well, play Blackleaf Cliffs. And we're going to pass. We're actually going to try to ambush Viper with this Snapcaster Mage. Because Dream Salvage does say target opponent. So if we don't get rid of this Aegeus of the Gods, we can't draw cards. Wow! Okay. Well, opponent wants to keep the Aegeus alive. Goes attacking. Huh. Well, let's Snapcaster. Opponent has Path. Alright, well, get a land out of our deck. I guess a mountain. Come on, Waste Knot! We can win through this if we find Waste Knot. Down to 15. Well, there's Waste Knot. Okay. Well, let's give this a spin. So, step 1... play Waste Knot. Oh, man. We'd be set to combo on turn 3 if our opponent didn't have this Aegeus of the Gods. Well, let's Burning Inquiry. Draw mana. What do we find? Well, we discarded Dream Salvage anyway. Land... Jace, mana. Well, crack Polluted Delta. Grab an island. Play Jace. Pass the turn. Jace lets us flashback Burning Inquiry next turn. And we get to Liliana as well. Although Liliana can't dig down because of Aegeus of the Gods. This card apparently is pretty good in Boggles. At least it's good right here. It's like a ley line that's attacking us. Hyena Umbra. Oh, maybe we should have left in more removal. Glade Cover Scout. About it. Gonna go attacking. Yup. Hits us. We take it. Yup. Down to 9. Opponent passes. Blood Crypt. Well, let's... Faithless Looting. Can't target our opponent. So discard Wistful Thinking. And Polluted Delta. Play Urborg. Play Liliana. Take up Liliana. Discard a Blood Crypt. Opponent discards Boggle. So we get a 2/2. Maybe we just wait one more turn? Yeah, let's pass. Because we can block and flip Jace. And I kind of feel like saving the damage is worth it. Either that or we just Burning Inquiry right now. Probably draw some cards. Only have one blocker. Yeah, let's pass. We don't really take much damage, and we can't really combo off at the moment anyway. What'd you draw, opponent? Yeah, opponent having Hexproof is surprisingly obnoxious. Spirit Link. That's fine. Opponent gets in with the Boggle. Well, we block with Jace. Loot with Jace. Another Burning Inquiry is pretty sweet. Take 0. Well, now we just go as far as we can go. Ooh, Gifted Aetherborn. Well, play Gifted Aetherborn. Play Burning Inquiry. Draw. Ooh, Kolaghan's Command. That is close to finally killing this thing. So tick up on Aegeus. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Do we want to take up Liliana and discard Faithless Looting? Yeah, let's do it. So now our plan is to Kolaghan's Command, untap Kolaghan's Command on Aegeus to finally get rid of it. Assuming our opponent doesn't draw another aura. Okay, Spider Umbra on Slippery Boggle is fine. We just need to get this Aegeus off the table. Opponent, thinking about the attacks, gets in at Jace. Well, we will block with the zombie. Opponent gains life. Now we Kolaghan's Command, get back Gifted Aetherborn, destroy Spider Umbra. Okay, I think we're piecing it together. Kill Spider Umbra, get back Gifted Aetherborn. Untap. Flash back Kolaghan's Command. Oh, we got to target ourselves? Oh my god. Well, it's worth it. Discard a card. Kill Aegeus. We'll discard Gifted Aetherborn. Wistful Thinking our opponent. Draw and discard. Get some triggers. Alright. Draw and mana. Ooh, Snapcaster. Well, take down Liliana. Pass the turn. Well, I feel like we got a shot now. Our opponent needs to draw a way to kill Liliana this turn, or I guess another creature, or we just kill their board altogether. Waste Not might be coming through. Man, that Aegeus was incredibly annoying. I have gained a whole new respect for Aegeus of the Gods. Good lord, we would have comboed off so early in this game, but we couldn't cast our Dream Salvage. What did they find? Alright, Ethereal Armor. That's okay. That does not let our opponent trample over. So we can just chump, and then Liliana cleans up slips. Even through all these Umbras. Opponent goes at Liliana. Yup. Well, we will chump. Opponent gains a ton of life. Up to 30. Opponent passes. Ooh, another Waste Not. Well, step 1, get rid of Slippery Boggle. Play Waste Not number 2. Take up Jace. Do we just want to Snapcaster Burning Inquiry? And let's pass. Let's just wait one more turn. Pass the turn. Next turn, we can try to just combo off. An opponent scoops it up. Yeah, there was a pretty reasonable chance we'd win next turn. We would have at least 2 Burning Inquiries, which probably would be enough to win the game. Well, Waste Not coming through against Boggles. Sweet. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Waste Not Storm. And, no Waste Not, no Faithless Looting effects. This hand might just be too slow. Let's mulligan. All right. This has Waste Not and also a Burning Inquiry. Land to the bottom. This seems pretty much like what we're hoping for. Just kidding. Now it's a little bit further from what we were looking for. So there goes our Waste Not, I assume. We would have preferred to keep that in hand. Opponent. Passing. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Grab a Steam Vents. Untapped. Burning Inquiry. Okay. That didn't actually do a whole lot for us. I guess we can flip a Jace quickly. Opponent has a land. And, oh boy, Dark Confidant. Well, odds of Jace surviving getting lower. Opponent passes. Oh, play Urborg. Play Jace. Hope for no anything in our opponent's hand somehow. All lands. Be on the all land hand. Another Bob. Blood Crypt. Tapped. Opponent. Gets in with Dark Confidant. Sure. Down to 15. Alright. Well, we're going to get to flip a Jace. That's something. Man, so many lands. Good golly. Well. Loot with Jace. Discard Scalding Tarn. Take up Jace on Dark Confidant. Play Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Kolaghan's Command. Get back Snapcaster. Kill Dark Confidant. Pass the turn. Alright. Alright. We're kind of doing things. Dark Confidant gives our opponent Blackleaf Cliffs. There's a mountain. Bloodbraid. It's a Bloodbraid into... Bloodbraid! Lets our opponent kill our Jace. And now we're back to not having much going on. Jace down. We really need to find a Waste Not at some point. Opponent passes. Well, Thoughtseize our opponent. Take Bloodbraid. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Huh. Maybe we just Snapcaster. Yeah, alright. Snapcaster. I guess we just get rid of the Goyf too. For the Thoughtseize. I mean, it puts our opponent to no relevant cards in hand. Although they still have a Dark Confidant to draw cards. Bob. Oh, no! Kolaghan's Command. Ugh. That undoes literally all of our work. Gets in with Bloodbraid. Well, I mean, we will block. Our opponent can kill it with Kolaghan's Command at will. Yep. Stay at 11. Tap land. Kolaghan's Command gets back Bloodbraid. We discard Blood Crypt. Draw. Brutality. Well. Kill Dark Confidant. I guess we're kind of putting up a fight, but Kolaghan's Command Bloodbraid, that's just a lot of value. Our deck does a lot less when we don't have a Waste Not out. Bloodbraid into Liliana to get back Bloodbraid. Oh, the loops. Plays a Swamp. And it seems hard to run this deck out of cards altogether. I guess they could, well, they can't cast Tarmogoyf. If their mana was better, they could have just got back Tarmogoyf and we'd be super dead. Opponent gets in. Down to 8. Passes. Well, pass the turn. Bloodbraid number 3, 4? That's the one that's going to get us. Thoughtseize. Well, 2 damage. We wanted to get back Snapcaster here, but we can't now. So kill Bloodbraid, make our opponent discard. The Grand Kolaghan's Command Wars. Opponent drops to 13, but then here comes more Bloodbraids. Takes up Liliata. Bloodbraid, number 3, Bolt. And now, because our opponent has this Liliana, I think we're just out of outs. If we draw a way to deal with Bloodbraid, they just get back Bloodbraid number 4. Yeah. Dream Salvage, sweet when we're comboing. Not great off the top when we're empty-handed. Alright. Well, Jund A. Probably going to need some removal, I assume. Maybe go down, like, Duress. Go down Thoughtseize. Go up Fatal Push. What else do we not want? Gifted Aetherborn, probably not. Liliana, it's fine. Nile Spellbomb is probably... We have a lot of cards that are reasonable. The question is, what can we actually cut? I guess Brutality is kind of only okay. Maybe we go down a couple of Brutalities, go up Nile Spellbomb, and go up... Never to Return? Yeah, let's try it like that. I think that's about as good as we can do. Alright, we're on the play. Well, I mean, we'll keep this. Only 1 land, but we have lots of ways to cantrip. Well, I think we're going to do it. Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Grab a... Well, let's just Steam Vents, untapped, and let's Faithless Looting. Discard Kolaghan's Command, and I guess a Wistful Thinking. Pass the turn. Well, our hand is going to change. Although, Burning Inquiries don't do nearly as much if we don't have a Waste Knot out. Waste Knot off the top is our best draw with Burning Inquiry drawn. Even just a Dream Salvage would be pretty insane. Opponent passes. No Burning Inquiry. Oh, play Bloodstained Mire. Burning Inquiry. Ugh. Opponent discards 2 discard spells. We discarded a Never to Return and a Jace. Well, pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent passing. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Blood Crypt. Tapped. Untap. Empty the pits. Well, let's start with Burning Inquiry. Discard our other Burning Inquiry. Play Blackleaf Cliffs, pass the turn. We haven't discarded a Waste Knot yet. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Verdant Catacombs. Opponent. Passing. How many zombies can we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6? Alright. Steam Vents. Untapped. Actually, I guess we need a lot more black mana for that. Let's just eat a Liliana. Make a 2/2. Yeah, empty the pits. I guess we kind of need a Waste Not to really do anything. Pass the turn. At least this blocks a Bloodbraid Elf, which should be coming down. Yeah, Delve is not Convoke. You actually need the mana of every color. Call against command. Well, let's discard Empty the Pits, because it is forever away from doing anything. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. And here they come, here they come. Opponent did a lot of drawing and discarding, but did not discard the Bloodbraid. And to a Tarmogoyf, which is massive. Yep. Well, that's a super fast clock. Opponent gets it. Down to something. 11. Well, Faithless Looting. Discard, discard. Pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. Dark Confidant. Colligan's Command, and that does it. So what do we learn this week about Waste Not Storm in Modern? And all in all, the deck was pretty reasonable. We finished with a 3-2 record. We beat, let's see, Boggles, Death and Taxes, and also blew at Giftstron, losing to Jeskai Control and getting Junded out Richard style. But overall, I mean, a winning record with Waste Not Storm. And mostly, I was impressed with the power of the core of the deck. Like, Waste Not, if we untap with it, it is very easy to generate an absurd amount of mana, end the turn with a bunch of zombies, our opponent likely being empty-handed or close to empty-handed, and us essentially just winning the game. Like, we don't win the game like Storm with one grape shot that ends the game that turn, but we put ourselves in a position where it is highly likely that over the next couple turns or so, we are going to be able to close out the game and win the game. So I was definitely impressed with Waste Not itself. Burning Inquiry, insane. Wistful Thinking, insane. And I would really consider that the core of the deck. Burning Inquiry, Wistful Thinking, Waste Not, those are the centerpieces of the deck that really make the deck run. Faithless Looting might deserve to be in there as well. Snapcaster, there's probably an argument for that too. Dream Salvage, do not go without it. And then there's kind of like a lot of slots that you could mess around with. The targeted discard, like Duresses and Thoughtseize and Brutalities, you could mess around there. Collective Defiance, I don't even know if Collective Defiance is that good. Call Against Command was pretty powerful, getting random Waste Not triggers, but getting back Snapcasters as well. So I feel like this deck, one main problem we ran into, and it wasn't a fatal problem often, but Waste Not makes a ton of mana. We learned that lots of lands are discarded. It makes oodles and oodles of mana, but the pinch that we would run into was colored mana, where we would kind of have like 20 mana floating, but wouldn't actually be able to cast that much after drawing like our entire deck with Dream Salvage, because we wouldn't have the right colors of mana. We couldn't cast Colligan's Command, Faithless Lootings, Collective Defiance for sure, Snapcasters, Jaces, whatever. So I think that one card that might be worth including in this deck would be Manamorphose. Like, Manamorphose is fine anyway, like it's just a free spell in the graveyard for Empty the Pits or whatever, and it would give us a way to go from 1 red mana and a ton of black mana up to like 2 red mana or 2 blue mana or something. So being able to use Manamorphose after we draw essentially our entire deck with Dream Salvage to be able to cast our other colored spells a little bit more regularly could be really helpful. The other thing that's a little sketchy, and maybe it really doesn't matter, like once we went off, we didn't really have trouble winning the game, but Empty the Pits felt a little bit awkward. It's very powerful, but we were often stuck having to cast it main phase because we have like 20 mana floating from Waste Not, so it seems really silly to let that go to waste, pass the turn, and be like, all right, we're going to empty on our opponent's turn, but after that, it gives our opponent a window to sweep our board. Cast a Terminus, a Supreme Verdict, a Pyroclasm, some sort of sweeper to undo all of our work, and then we've emptied our entire graveyard. We literally empty our graveyard with Empty the Pits, and that means we can't just do it again. So we're kind of on this one shot with Empty, especially in matchups where our opponent is not playing many creatures. That's one of the weird quirks of Waste Not, is if we're in a creature matchup, Waste Not is a finisher by itself. We don't even need Empty the Pits, but if we're playing against a control deck with very few creatures, which which we kind of saw against Jeskai. We're drawing tons of cards, we're making tons of mana, but we're not really closing out the game because our opponent doesn't have many creatures in their deck, so we're not really getting any zombies. So that was one of the problems we ran into. So maybe adding in one additional finisher, maybe a Grape Shot would do it, or an Empty the Warrens, some other way of closing out the game, I think might be worthwhile. Just because Empty is slow, as far as having to pass the turn and give the opponent another turn, and unlike some of the other options, like a Grape Shot or an Empty the Warrens, we can't reuse it very easily with Snapcaster because we normally just delve away our whole graveyard to begin with. But that's little things, like, in its current form, the deck was certainly competitive, and it certainly felt really good, and untapping with Waste Not, and just going absolutely insane, and casting our entire thing, and having to stop ourselves from drawing cards because we would literally deck ourselves with Dream Salvages. It was really fun, and it was competitive like this, but I feel like there's some brewing to be done around the edges. Like I said, Burning Inquiry, Waste Not, Wistful Thinking, Snapcaster, Dream Salvage, maybe Faithless Looting, that's the core, and that puts you at like 24 to 28 cards, somewhere in that range. But I think there's a lot to be done with those last 10, 14 slots that could really make the deck a lot more competitive and even better than it is right now. But still, the power is there, and with some of those tweaks where if our opponent has no creatures, we can still close out the game efficiently, would go a long way to really making this deck powerful. Also, quick shout out to Dream Salvage Burning Inquiry. It's a really funny interaction, but we had a reasonable amount of success just being like, turn 2, Burning Inquiry, also cast a Dream Salvage, draw 3 cards, turn it into an Ancestral Recall. So I was very impressed with that combo. I don't know if maybe Hollow One or something would ever take advantage of it. I guess the problem is, without Wistful Thinking, it's hard to make your opponent discard cards. So Burning Inquiry is like the only combo piece, and Dream Salvage, we can get away with it in this deck because we're built around making our opponent discard cards. But in another deck like Hollow One, it would probably just be too inconsistent. But it certainly felt really good on those turns where when we didn't even have a Waste Not, just having an Ancestral Recall and Dream Salvage was really, really insane. So I had a lot of fun with the deck. I think there's some tweaking and brewing to be done to make it even better. But even in its current form, it seems like you can win a reasonable amount of games with it. So anyway, that's been our Much Brew for this week. Waste Not Storm for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.